Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal. I did go ahead and do that research that I was talking about, trying to figure out what the planet tags are actually for and where we might be able to find the mechs that we're looking for. And I gotta say, I feel like the information about this game on the internet is remarkably incomplete. Stuff like me being totally unable to find the, Also, I have no idea why the game's not making any music right now. Is it? It's not muted, I can still hear the clicking. Anyway, there it is. Stuff like not being able to find any record of what happens in the Capellan flashpoint and stuff like... Maybe I'm misunderstanding how popular it is. I thought that people seem to be talking about it, at least in the parts of the internet, the parts of the gamer internet space that I hang out in, when it came out, and it won Game of the Year from Waypoint, right? Or maybe that was Austin Walker's personal list or something, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like that small or niche of a game, but it is weird how hard it is to find good information. So I found a list of what many of the shop tags mean as of 1.8. Apparently, at patch 1.8, they rebuilt the stores, and so they function differently than they did before. And these tags that are in the list here, these tags that are in the store filter, all seem to be about components. These tell you which types of planets will have which types of components, more than which ones will have which mechs. The manufacturing tag governs whether particular mechs are more likely to be found on a planet. So maybe that's why it's not in the filter, because this is actually more of a component searching filter. It seems strange, but according to a list I found on a wiki, the manufacturing tag does still make certain mechs more likely to appear, and, just our luck, they are the mechs we need. But, like I said, I also found information that said that the stores had been completely changed in 1.8, so who knows if this list is even right anymore. This may not be the case. But if we're looking for a Shadowhawk 2D and a Highlander 733, which we are really looking for planets with the manufacturing tag that are in Free Worlds League, Capellan Confederation, and Magistracy Space. So that's pretty lucky for us. The question is just, where can we find good manufacturing planets? We know that there is one over here somewhere. Yeah, we know Renown has the tag. So, let's see. According to this, Capellan Space should give us a chance to find the Highlander that we're looking for. And then Free Worlds League and Magistracy Space should give us a chance to find the Shadowhawk. So I guess... How much time do we have left? 170 days remain. It's very tight, actually. Makes me pretty nervous. Maybe it is best to just fly around Capellan Space for a minute. Either one of these mechs... The first one we find will be worth 10,000 points, and the second one we find will be worth 35,000. So it is important that we get these. They are worth a lot between the two of them. I really wish there was a filter for the manufacturing tag. Okay, Corvassa, only 14 days away. That's probably our target then. It is a shame that the difficulty of that world is so low, because that is going to mean there's a lot less rep available, even if we do find the kinds of missions we're looking for. And obviously I'd prefer to go to New Worlds, but God, it would be so helpful for there to be a tag filter for this. This is like a super tedious thing to have to do. This is why they added the tag filter, because this sucks. Alright, I think that's the plan. I think let's go to Corvassa, just trying to make sure. Borden is 16 days and is 2.5 skulls. I mean, that's fine. Gunthar's also 2.5. There's actually a lot of manufacturing systems in this area. It's just they're all low difficulty. I suppose I could filter for planet difficulty, and then start by checking the ones that are higher up. And I mean, there's not a lot of sense in really looking for the black market, because we will not be able to buy anything on the black market at this point in the game. Probably. We might be able to get to affording a single mech part, which honestly could still be a lifesaver. It's not to be disregarded, I suppose. But it looks like there's no manufacturing worlds that are high difficulty in our area. So let's go to Corvassa. It's about the same as all the other manufacturing worlds around here, but we've never been to Corvassa before, so just landing on it is worth some points. Inner sphere level civilization, moderate population, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to work for the Capellans against the Free Worlds League a little bit. Or I guess it doesn't matter, we don't have to work against the Free Worlds League specifically anymore. Is there anything else we need to do before we leave? All of our mechs are in good condition, right? At this point, I think loadout changes are very unlikely. Okay, let's just get moving. To Curvasa. 14 days. This is what, like 8% of our total remaining game time? We are coming down to it. If we manage to put this together, we're going to end up... If we manage to put together the 2 mechs we're missing, we're going to end up somewhere in the neighborhood of 550,000 points or something like that. Honestly, that's a good score. I don't feel bad about that. It's not great, but it's good. I guess, you know, I've gotten in a weird place, I guess, where I just assume, I take for granted that for anything I'm playing, there's going to be, like, a constantly updated, meticulously up-to-date wiki that has any information I might need to look up. And I guess the weird thing isn't that BattleTech doesn't seem to have motivated one that is clearly up-to-date, but rather that is a thing that's true for so many games that I play, right? Who are the people who are spending all of this time archiving this information?
Looks like we've arrived, Commander.
I mean, God bless him. Okay, so that's our guy. So there is a whole Highlander 733 here. And while that's a lot of money, it's also a huge number of points. So we definitely want to buy that. We're not going to find another Highlander 733 part on the planet. Obviously, it would be better for us to just buy the individual piece. Let's look at the missions here. What we're probably going to end up doing here is just selling off a whole lot of extra stuff so that we can afford that whole mech. Oof, that hurts. This is Capellan space, right? Why are all the missions for the factions that hate us? Well, that's a huge bummer, man. Alright, let's take a second and look at the store. I might want to go off camera for a second here and just rifle through our stuff and figure out what I can afford to sell. I mean, any large mech that we have extras of. So I guess we know we have a grasshopper in here that we don't need. Are these in alphabetical order? They are. Did I just scroll right past the grasshopper without seeing it? Grasshopper starts with G, right? Yeah, GH. Ah, that's the problem. GH. I was looking... It's actually, no, that's still the right place. GRA would have been before GRF. Yep, I just looked right past it. Okay, so we sell this. We know we have an extra one of those. What else do we know we have extras of? What is live and in the bay? We don't need this Marauder. We have a Marauder. This is our Orion K. The Orion we have in the active bay is an Orion V. So we don't want to sell this. We have... Which kind of Phoenix Hawk is my Phoenix Hawk? It's a PXH-1. Okay. We can sell off the PXH... And then, like, there's going to be some... We're not going to probably get there all the way on just mech design, or just mechs. So we're probably going to have to sell some components, too. Which is the thing we might go off... I might go off camera to figure out, because that could be a little tedious to watch. Phoenix Hawk starts with a P. I remember, I got there. Now, it is worth noting that we could probably sell the Phoenix 1K without losing any points, because it's not part of the... It's not part of the original class list, but we do want to stay above a certain number of unique chassis, just to make sure that we don't lose any of these points, because that's 1,200, almost 1,300 points per chassis. I believe if we were to hit full mech weight class completion, then this is guaranteed, because it's exactly that number of mechs, so we could probably afford to sell off a bunch of extra stuff. But again, that's a thing where I would want to go off camera and do some math and verify before I committed to the sales. So it looks like we don't... Wolverine 6R and 6K. We definitely have a Wolverine in active duty. It's a 6K. Okay, so we have an extra 6K. I don't think we have extras of any of this stuff. But we can certainly sell off that 6K. And then we still have a... And remember, we have pay to make in 6 days, so there's also that. We can't just go down to 0 on this. It's going to be very expensive, and then I bet as soon as we commit on this... It was a K? Oh my god. This is what my brain is like. This is why I'm the way that I am. It's because I can't... Yes, it's a K. It's the 6K for can sell this. It's fine. It's fine to sell this. Getting there quickly before I say anything else and wash the information clean out of my brain. There we go. Okay. So we have to hold on to 1.2 million C-bills plus that, plus travel. And we could just take this job that we have on this planet as a mostly cash job, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. Actually, can we change our store discount with this job? Can we push our reputation through a level? No, we cannot. We are 16 points away from a level change. That's a shame. Those little tiny percentage changes in your discount matter a lot when you're buying things that cost 10 million. Alright, let's really quickly here. Let's just hit the component area and see what we have, like, hundreds and hundreds of. Because I bet there's a lot of stuff that we could sell a huge amount of right away. What's valuable? To be perfectly honest, we're probably never going to use these TTSs. But let's come back to those. I'm looking for things like... Yeah, we have some gyros we should probably think about installing. What our mod is this? 50 melee stability damage. Who would ever? I'm looking for things like weapons. In particular, I'm thinking like we probably have... I am never going to equip a non-upgraded PPC. I will probably never equip any of the upgraded... Did I not do that? I pressed the wrong button. There we go. That's the one I wanted. I will probably never equip an upgraded PPC. We'll certainly never go the other way. That's a fair amount of money. I think we can do that. Yeah, we have a lot of medium lasers. And you pick up so many. We have 7 more... no, we have... Where am I plus damage? Yeah, we have 5 more plus 10 damage medium lasers, which obviously we would use all of before condescending to use any of this other garbage. We have 5 LRM-20 bays above. I think we can probably sell all of those. So yeah, we're going to get there. It's not going to take that long to figure this out. I think we can probably sell all of our long-range missile bays that don't have pluses on them, or pods rather. It's like, when do we ever, right? And then it's probably the same is true for the large lasers. We don't need these. We're going to get 700-something thousand for this job. Well, we're going to get plus. You know what? Let's go do the job so that we have that money on hand. So that we know. It's only a 2-skull, but it's a 2-skull assassination mission. Alright, let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Spin that glorious blood wheel. Roll out that glorious blood wheel footage. Sound keeps... Okay, there we go. I don't want the sound on the blood wheel because it's very loud. Okay, we have been commanded to run it hot, which is a little bit unfortunate because this is a desert mission. But also, who doesn't love the mechs that make all of the heat? So yeah, let's take this, because we don't know exactly what the shop's actually going to pay, right? Because we don't know how many bonus objectives there will be, and we could take some we could, like, arguably take some priority salvage here and hope to see a Shadowhawk on a 2-skull mission, but the odds of seeing the mech we want are low enough that I don't think it's worth worrying about. Alright, so let's do this, and then a 2-skull lance. A 2-skull lance that runs real hot. I might cheat the difficulty modifier just a little bit. So it's, I believe... Hold on, let me pull up the wheel document. Run it hot is fewer than 5 bars of heat efficiency on each mech. Fewer than 5. Okay, that's extremely doable. The Phoenix Hawk... Yes, Phoenix Hawk is fewer than 5. The Hatchet Man, it's fewer than 5. The Blackjack? No, Blackjack is 5. Well, of course you got your Penance Mech. Penance Mech might actually be pretty good here. Could we run, like, the Warhammer and stay at 2? No, just barely not. If I trade out the Wolverine for the Penance Mech, does that, like, squeeze us under the line? It doesn't. Well, then I think this is the team. My suspicion is this is the team we're allowed to run. We could probably trade, like... You trade the Hatchet Man out for this Griffin, maybe? Griffin's at 4. Nope. Actually, I cannot. We're right at the top end of 2 symbols as it is. Okay, that's fine. We can run like this. So, who most desperately... Oh, no, wait. Can't run the Blackjack. Sorry. It's the Hatchet Man. Who most benefits from Coolant Vent? Like, who needs it least? Honestly, the Penance Mech doesn't need it that badly. We can just take turns off of firing the PPC. What's the Hatchet Man's deal? Hatchet Man has 4 lasers, but it also has, I mean, a hatchet and machine guns. UAC 5++. The Phoenix Hawk, for sure, 100% for certain, needs Coolant Vent. The person piloting this mech must have Coolant Vent. And it would be nice if they also had Ace Pilot, which means that it's, where's my Ace Pilot Coolant Vent guy? Oh no, you can't have Coolant Vent and Ace Pilot. Those are both advanced level skills. Well then... Sure Footing? Yeah, it might be Foxglove. That'll keep it as safe as possible. The Penance Mech, like we're saying, doesn't desperately need the Coolant Vent. The Wolverine... Am I allowed to run the... I would rather run the Griffin than the Wolverine, if I have to pick one of these two. We're sacrificing some toughness there, but the Griffin does so much more damage. Look at all that. That is a 260 damage Alpha Strike on a 55-ton mech. That is seriously dangerous. The Hatchet Man doesn't need it desperately. The Griffin probably does. And with the Griffin, I think a multi-target might be useful. Like, this is enough damage worth of components that multi-target... We may get into positions where we're pretty sure we're going to get a kill and we can divert the other weapons elsewhere. And then, what else do we want? We presumably might want multi-target on the Penance Mech. Try to distribute the heat a little bit more. And also... maybe multi-target and sensor lock? Or trampoline do it? And I think I like him over Tire Fire. Because it definitely doesn't need Breaching Shot. But going earlier so we can guarantee we'll shut down the right enemies seems sensible. And then you have... I mean, Breaching Shot's not terrible because the UAC 5. It's very soft. Yeah, I'm a little worried about this thing's toughness. So we could give it Bulwark and Sure Footing. Yeah, like we could do this. I think I like that. Bulwark, Sure Footing, Ace Pilot. Let it do its thing and get the hell out of there. Okay, let's run it like this. It's been a little while since we've had to run such a very light squad. All we got to do is find our way through to the end of the thing here. It's possible that the run it hot restriction should have also limited the number of Coolant Vent pilots that we bring, because I'm totally in a place now where I could just bring 4 Coolant Vents. I mean, that it's not like that solves the problem entirely. It solves the problem for 1 round, and then you have to start playing smart again. Alright, fingers crossed everyone for 6 bonus objectives, all of which give a 30% increase to the base pay. I mean, again, we can sell off some extra mechs. There are definitely mechs above and beyond that 70,000 points that we could afford to part with.
Command interface initiated.
And honestly, we could even sell mechs that aren't on the chassis list until we see that 70,000 go down, and then buy the Highlander to push it back up to the cap. So we'll be fine. I'm not too worried. That's a little aggressive. Hold on. Let me let...
I hear ya.
Who's slow? You're the slowest one.
No need to tell me twice.
You get to determine the pace of our approach. We're going to let the Penance Mech stay 1 step ahead.
position.
Because we do want the Penance mech close when
Keep your
things
eyes
pop
peeled,
off.
Commander. This looks like an ideal place for an ambush.
Thanks, Darius. I was just thinking that same thing. Also, I was thinking that thing about literally every battle map we've ever seen.
Affirmative.
Okay. 35, 45... Ooh, there's a 75. I mean, we knew there was going to be one good mech, right? Hopefully the Penance mech is up to the task of keeping this thing from ruining our day. I kind of think... No, we probably shouldn't send the Hatchet Man in that direction. We should keep the hatchets over here. The Griffin, on the other hand, this might be exactly what we want the Griffin to do. Get up on that thing, pressure it, maybe jump behind it and shoot it in the spine. I'm going to let them come forward and shoot at us, because we're going to be very hard to hit right now. I wonder if they have better vision than we have, or if they can see us because of the buildings, maybe? Like, maybe the buildings are providing sight, because it's their buildings. I'm going to reserve all the way down to 1. And they can shoot at the Penance mech all they want. I think the Penance mech might be the toughest thing we brought, actually. Alright, shooting down his own base. That'll show him. So what kind of 75-ton mech carries a PPC? Do we know what this is yet?
Let's do this.
I don't think we do.
Receiving you.
Let's have the Penance mech run out. Man, I think I'm just going to run out into the open. Get me some vision.
No sweat.
It's a Marauder. Okay, that could be scarier. Do we want to... Nobody has any heat on them. These guys are very soft. Look at their bad armor. I mean, I think we want to just take this guy down right away, right? The Blackjack has 2 large lasers. Yeah, honestly, the Marauder's not that much more damaging than the Blackjack. Maybe we do want to focus on this guy first. I think I'm not going to spend the Precision Strike, and we'll go ahead and keep the Infernos on.
Tell me what to shoot.
Probably we won't generate a meaningful amount of heat. That wasn't too bad.
There's more where that came from. Good to go.
But like, there's basically no chance we're going to actually use all of the ammo in those Infernos, so I think we can get aggressive with it. And is it the case that Blackjacks carry ammo in their center, right? Not this one, but it does carry only like 80 health in its center, so we can probably just... Alright, thank you very much, Penance Mech, for peeling 1 evasion charge.
Hey there.
Probably could have used that a little bit more efficiently. I think we want... Do we want the Hatchet Man to try to get a hatcheting position? Is that a thing I'm even concerned about? Thing is, it's so soft. But then again, not being aggressive on the Marauder is not going to make things any better for us.
Firing.
What can I do for you?
Because that thing has some serious long-range weaponry. Okay, I like this a lot. You know how Cruise does what Cruise does. Just put all of the things in all the way.
Weapons are go!
Okay, he has seen better days.
Yeah, critical hit.
Let's go.
Here we definitely want to get more aggressive. I'm pretty sure we can deny that Marauder another turn. And I bet we can do it without spending any resolve, too.
What can I do for you?
So the Penance Mech is up first. We should probably run into the area of the Raven just to prevent the Raven from cloaking up the other mechs too much. I guess there's nothing to shoot at except the Marauder, really. We could have at the Raven itself. No, moving into it will only remove 1 of the charges. Maybe what I do is run forward and just sensor lock the Raven. Actually, I think I like that.
Sensors locked on.
Just suppress his ECM effect for a moment here. Strange play.
lock on me.
Okay, I did let that happen.
How's it going?
I think this would be a good time for the Griffin to keep doing what the Griffin does.
Got it. This is good.
Oh wow, we took his head off.
Did you see that? Did you see it?
Cruz is like pretty alright at her job. Well, there's those enemy reinforcements that we've heard so much about. And that Marauder was not the insurgent leader. There's another mech out here on the field somewhere that is big and powerful. Okay, so we're in like a time to close these guys up kind of situation. I'm gonna jump in. I know this is a lot of heat to accumulate, but I think we want to burn that Raven out now. Don't quite have to cool and vent. Yeah, this is worth precision striking. I want the stealth off the table.
Hope we can salvage that.
Alright, they brought their own Phoenix Hawk. I could definitely be more concerned here. I do not fear this man. I mean, I might want to have you just sprint forward, honestly. If I sprint forward and hit Vigilance, we get Bulwark for an action or two, and then we probably get to chop that guy in half. Have a nice reset,
On my way.
nice reset on our heat. Oh right, you gotta Vigilance before you move if you want to sprint Vigilance. Despite the fact that Vigilance doesn't cost an action to do.
Daylight through my...
No retreat.
That's a little bit of a shame because I did want him to move on 4.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Because the thing he's supposed to melee is gonna move on 4. Is the Thunderbolt leader is all the way armored up. The rest of the reinforcements are still pretty torn up though, so I think I'm gonna have the Penance mech push this guy and start pounding him with the Infernos. Let's see if we can turn his nonsense off for a bit. Turn as much as I can while still being able to hit him.
Our primary target is taking damage.
Because he actually does have kind of a lot of weapon systems, so it would be good if he was not able to use them all. Okay, that thing did not run far enough away to stop me from hitting it with a hatchet.
Yes, boss.
So I suppose it is time to pass the axe, as the kids say. As long as the kids in question are juggalos. You know, juggalos get a bad rap, and I'm not here to attempt to defend the music of the Insane Clown Posse. But I will say, I've actually known... I'm from Southeast Michigan, so I've known quite a few juggalos. This is where the Fago is from. And without exception, every single one of them has been just like an absolutely charming and wonderful person. I don't necessarily think that the Clown Posse themselves are, but something about their fans, just like all really weirdly nice people.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, so that'll mean the Hatchet Man can do whatever he wants pretty much next turn. I think I might... You have an AC 5? This Phoenix Hawk is probably actually the most dangerous enemy. I think I'm going to jump way in like this. We're going to coolant vent. So it's my left leg that's screwed up. Yeah, we'll jump in like this. Coolant vent and try to burn out that Phoenix Hawk real fast. Wow, even with the coolant vent.
Roger, Commander. Mech destroyed.
As we get close to the end of the campaign, we'll go through the pilots. We'll go look at them in the barracks once over, because it does record their lifetime stats. I'm curious how many kills Cruz has. I bet Cruz has the most total kills of the squad. She's been on the team for a really long time. We tend to have her driving exceedingly deadly mechs, and she has really, really good aim. Like, ridiculously good aim. Is there much left on this spider? We actually didn't remove either of the weapons from it. But, that said, the javelin is definitely more of an issue. Yeah, we're gonna coolant vent, and we're gonna go ahead and give this guy what for. I'm only gonna fire maybe this many weapons. I guess I probably didn't need to coolant vent. I'm gonna do 3 weapons, just in case. It's very, very, very unlikely that we would miss that kill.
Mech destroyed.
Let's not see that dude get back up.
What can I
Okay.
do for you?
He's falling back to try to prevent me from doing the thing that I am intent on doing.
Right, Commander.
Should go without saying, he will not be successful.
Firing everything I've got.
Alright, let's get him locked up for a minute. Now, this poor Hatchet Man is suffering a little bit more fire than you want a Hatchet Man to suffer. So I think what we probably want to do is have it turn around... Or not turn... Sorry. I was thinking that was one of their mechs. Color schemes are not even really similar. I don't know what's wrong. Well, I think I want to Hatchet again. I guess the only... Maybe we're better off hitting this guy. Also, I'm noticing not ++ lasers. What was I concerned I was going to run out? Honestly, we can probably just kill this dude. I'm going to give him the machine guns and everything.
Got it.
Alright, really, what we were looking for there was both of the UAC projectiles landing center, and they sure did.
Commander.
Alright, I think you're going to throw a punch, because we could really use the heat. Or the cooling, rather.
Ugh!
Plus, if this lands, this will definitely knock his evasion points off.
That's a critical hit.
Receiving you.
That means that Batrock can get in here and do that thing Batrock does. Yeah, the coolant vent... I mistimed the coolant vent on this pretty badly, and it's going to cost us a little bit. I don't think I could have afforded to jump there. And I definitely do think we should use the precision strike.
Acknowledge.
Okay.
Another target.
And we could probably keep this other dude locked down, like, forever.
Battle mech power-up detected.
He's going to power up, and we're just going to shut him down again, and so on and so forth, until he cooks to death in that cockpit.
Roger that. Firing on target.
This is how he pays his penance. And the name Penance Mech, it's a bit dual-bladed. See, he thought it was us paying penance, but haha, in fact, it is he who shall be the penance paying. Yeah, how about that? I don't really want to go in through this side. I guess this side's where the damage is, but it doesn't matter. How much can I actually fire here? Looks like not a lot. Not as much as I'd like. Also, I precision striked there, but I didn't need to do that. He's stationary.
Critical hit.
We get aim for free.
Full orders.
I mean, I guess I got some extra hit chance out of it.
Firing everything I've got.
Okay, not bad. He is unlikely to recover.
Standing by. On my way.
Where's he at? 68?
Engaging with target.
Alright, that wasn't too bad.
Enemy down.
It took a little bit of mostly superficial damage.
Mission successful.
So we did get a couple of bonus objectives there, and we did complete them both, so we're probably looking at close to 900,000 C-bills. Oh wow, 25 and 15. I was expecting those to be more like 10 and 10. Okay, happy with that outcome. That's pretty nice. We got ourselves a Marauder piece, which is okay. That's cool. We're probably, given the frequency with which we see Marauders, we are likely to complete a Marauder and get to sell it before the end of the game, which is neat. So we still have to sell a little bit here. It's going to take us more than 6 days to travel to the next planet we need to get to. So we need to make sure we have a month's pay plus the cost of this mech. And we could, at this point, I suppose, take a reduced pay. We don't need to continue remaining at 50 morale. We could go down and then go back up later. So, back to the store. What am I doing? Selling. Selling is the tab that I'm looking for. We could definitely sell an archer. Do we have anything else that we have multiples of? I mean, it doesn't. We could sell the archers. It would be fine. Oh, Centurions. The Penance mech is a Centurion. I believe he's a Centurion 9A. That's the wrong... Listen, I'm just going to press every button in the spaceship until one of them does the thing I want. This is a perfectly safe tactic. Centurion 9A. That is an A, not an AL. Let us... There we go. Found it. Found it eventually. Centurion 9A. Also, we have a Thunderbolt 5 SE and a Blackjack 1. Centurion 9A we can sell. Kind of curious about my Blackjack supplies. Maybe no other Blackjacks? It's weird. I thought for sure. Isn't there another model of Blackjack that we have some of? I mean, I guess not. Whatever. It's fine. We do not have a spare Thunderbolt 5 SE. Okay, so where are we at? We're at 11. So that's enough. That's enough for us to be able to buy the thing from the store, right? Store. I'm looking. It's not going because I'm already at the store. Okay, 10.2. Very expensive. Extremely worth it.
New battle mechs available.
And I mean, we're just going to strip the parts out of that immediately and send it to storage. And look at that, 30,000. Okay, so we just need to get... we should probably try to get to like 1.4 before we leave so that we can pay the costs of flight to another system as well. So, let's figure out where we're going, figure out what the cost of flight is. This is not a number that we need to estimate. So we're probably... I guess at this point we actually do want to fly to Magistracy space. We want a manufacturing world in Magistracy space. Which is Dunyanshire. Right? No, this is not manufacturing. Balawat. Is that the only one? It's like it might be the only one. I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be in Magistracy space. It just has to be owned by the Canopians. So we could look at the worlds just outside of their area and see if any of these belong to them. Local government, local government... It might be the case that only the stuff that's in their marked off area. Yeah, maybe. So actually there's only one system that fits our requirements. 35 days. We almost have to make pay a second time. Almost. Right? 35 each day is 30. Each month is 30 days. So yeah, we wouldn't quite have to make pay a second time. That's scary though. Okay, back to the store. The other thing we could do is just fly to an intermediary world somewhere and try to make some money, but obviously there's always a risk that we will land in a place where there are no missions available for us. Which always sucks. So we don't need to make that much money. Let's go back to looking at components here. I mean, we could sell all these. This is obviously not a huge amount of money, but we can make it up in bulk. So that was all the normal AC5s. We don't need any of our normal AC10s either. I can say that with some confidence. I don't need normal AC20s. We have a lot of AC20s that we don't have equipped. Well, not a lot, but enough. With all these plus heat flamethrowers, we probably don't need any of these ever again. This is such a small amount of money, though, and those actually are kind of hard to come by. I'm going to ignore that for now. LRM-5s, absolutely never. So we are 12,000 off of making pay. Dealt with our LRMs already. We acquired 3 more medium lasers, because you never stop getting medium lasers. And now we make pay. I mean, while we're here, we could also sell off some more stuff if we really wanted to. Maybe some SRMs? Like, we don't need these. Certainly don't need these. And it's hard to imagine a situation where I would ever want to equip an SRM-2. You do occasionally use an SRM-4, because, first of all, the tonnage drop is sometimes significant, and also the SRM-4 only takes up 1 slot in a mech, while the SRM-6 takes up 3, I believe? No, 2. But still, any mech that has a weapon, a missile hardpoint in its head, like the Grasshopper, can only mount a 4 or lower in that slot. Okay. We are making pay with enough of a buffer. Actually, we should sell like 1 or 2 more things for that to cover that travel buffer. It's remarkable how how expensive it can be to travel. Yeah, this gyro is garbage. There we go. There's the rest of our travel buffer. Alright, it will take 36 days before we have to make a second pay. So let's spend 35 days flying to Balawat, and then fingers crossed that we don't get totally screwed on jobs there. The thing is, if we were going to buy a mech on Balawat, we wouldn't have the money for it right now. So I guess, instead of that, let's fly somewhere else where we're likely to have more work to do. If there's a high difficulty world, let's say, does the filter allow me to say like greater than 4? No, it only shows me exactly what I'm... That's not useful. We should try to fly in the right direction, but we should try to find a friendly world with a reasonable difficulty level so that we could probably get some, make some decent cash. We could fly into Arano Restoration Space. The Arano Restoration's friendly, but at the same time, they do not, they're not going to give us a lot of reputation for working against our enemies here. 3.5 symbols, or 3.5 skulls on Coromodir. 2.5, 2.5. Yeah, I really wish that there was a difficulty filter for like, show me greater than 3. It may be the case that we've been to all the... Oh, okay, Sax. Sax might have the kinds of things we're looking for. The kind rep-wise. Might have some Confederation work. And it's a 4.5 skull world. Oof, I don't like that. It's 22 days travel for almost no distance. And if things don't work out the way we want, then we're just in this same position again. Like, if we get down there and it's 1 mission or 0 missions, as we've seen a couple of times. Let's see, this would take us through a couple of new planets. It would be cool if there were more high difficulty worlds in general. I just need more high difficulty worlds. Othna is 21 days. We want something that's kind of a short travel. Maybe we just jump over to Ordino. Right, 3 is... Bellatrix is 13 days. This isn't so bad. 13 days, 3.5 skulls. Yeah. We could try to make some money here for the flight over. We don't have a ton of time. And in theory, it would be great if we could fly around Magistracy space a little bit so that we could try to, rep. I think this might be what we're doing. 13. Oh no, here's a 4.5 skull world. There's only 1 faction on it that will give us jobs, though. But it is only 13 days travel. This is 3.5 skulls, and it has Comstar presence. I'm not sure if Comstar will give us work or not. They don't have an associated reputation I guess the other thing about the 4.5 skull world over here is that it's in the wrong direction. Buenos Aires has similar issues. Man, there's a lot of really, really interesting tags here that suggest that the people who are going to give us jobs here might have a lot of money with which to pay us, though. All right, we're gonna fly to Buenos Aires. That's the call. I have decided, and we're not going to repair. How much would it cost to repair our mechs? Things are thin right now. 1,500 sea bills, fine. And that's, yeah, okay. Okay, those are not even amounts of money that matter. Alright, let's do it. Let's hope that I have not made a set of foolish errors. If we get over here and there are no missions available, we are going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Calculating course now, Commander.
So, where are we at on time? We're going to go down to under 150 days here.
Job's done, Commander.
It might be worth paying underneath the 0 morale threshold, just in case things don't go so well. But man, if we could just get 2 high difficulty missions that we can actually take, we can totally be back in the money. The Argo's current budget includes a line item for crew entertainment, so after polling the morning briefing for preferences, we place an order. Schedule a regular holovid night. So here's a weird thing. With the upgraded lounge, you're allowed to reserve the private screening room for the senior staff. You would think that this would be less effective at boosting spirits, but it's the one that requires the more upgraded Argo facility. I'm gonna do this one. Okay. That changed nothing. It's fine. You know, going down to restrictive doesn't actually save us that much money. No, we're gonna keep it at normal. Okay, fingers crossed. Something about Buenos Aires tells me that the people from there might like to engage in a little bit of space war. I think if we suggested to them, you know, we have giant robots, and we could use those to shoot other giant robots for you, they'd be like, oh, I would like to know more. Also, I don't know why Darius is implemented the way he is. How could it possibly help to have him nag me about the money multiple times during the same journey? Alright.
Looks like we've arrived, Commander.
We're not even going to look at the store. Fingers crossed, everyone. This is really important. And again, if we don't have work here and we can't find work in the next 23 days, we have extra mechs we could sell. I just need to figure out exactly what we can sell safely. Okay, that job has a 1.7 million payout, so that's the winner. Planning a joint patrol operation with our allies in a dangerous region of the planet. We're expecting trouble, but these joint exercises are part of a larger diplomatic effort, and it's critical that they succeed. We'd like you to provide additional firepower to ensure that both our lands and our allied lands complete the patrol and evac... intact. So... tonnage restrictions. As a minimum overall lance tonnage. We'll get there. We'll do alright on that. And this is actually a lot of Capellan wrap, even at maximum pay, and we are taking it at maximum pay. This right here solves our problem. And that's going to push us up to... we're at 70, it's going to push us up to 84. We actually will probably be able to max out our Capellan wrap on the other job on this planet, actually. That's pretty fun. I could not be happier about the way this has worked out. Minimum 80 tons in those first 2 slots, huh? So, let's pull you guys. Hold on. This is a 4.5 skull. Do we need to take a blood wheel spin? You know what? I'm not going to. 4.5 is high enough. Let's just do a really good job here. Because this is critical time. And I think 4.5 skulls will be difficult enough that we won't have to... Then again, I mean, if you pursue the headshot strats... Oh, I'm not allowed to put a Marauder in that slot. It's not heavy enough. If we were gonna, like, try to play a little bit fair, and at least go down to the tonnage, or go down to 4.5 symbols, what would that look like? We say... Replace you with the Stalker. Wow, you really have to take a lot of weight off to go down to 4.5. It's a lowlands mission, so you're going to see some hills and slopes and stuff. If I replaced the boombox with a 70, would that get us down? No, man, how far down do you have to go? Okay, you have to get down to like 315. So we'd have to go, like, let's say the cataphract. Sorry, the cataphract has to be here. And then, yeah, I actually have to make the cutoffs back here because of the way that the way that the slots are divided up. You know what? I'm not going to stress about it. Their weird minimum tonnage restrictions are breaking our systems. I'm just going to go ahead and go big. We're going to take it easy on this one. I think that's fair and also will be pretty fun to play with. So if we want to run these mechs, coolant vent definitely doesn't need to be on the Marauder. We probably want... Let's see here. We probably want Uncrackable on the Hoplite. And then the Annihilator could also benefit from Breaching Shot, potentially. But it doesn't need Breaching Shot, and it kind of does want Coolant Vent. And also it needs to be tough. I might have Cruise on that, actually. And then Foxglove piloting the Boombox. It's a little bit less heat efficient than it used to be with the UAC-10 build in it. And also all the toughness stuff. And the Bull Shark probably doesn't... Tiger Tail's probably not the optimal pilot there. The Bull Shark is a... Maybe a good one for Brass? Yeah, let's run that way. That gives us somebody with sensor lock. But she's still able to run up and just be tough at people. And we'll just really drive this one home to make sure that we level out our company okay. And then to Canopian space. And hopefully the completion of our thing. I'm glad I looked up those lists of tags, because I probably would not have veered all the way off path to make sure we hit the one manufacturing system in Canopian space. So we're expecting trouble. It's going to be us and a friendly squad. So we're probably expecting like a lot of defend-friendly lances, even. We might be looking at as many as 12 friendly mechs here. Yeah, this could be a real nightmare, potentially. One thing I was not really thinking about while we were setting up is ammo. If this is going to be a big, long battle, I don't know if we brought the right mechs for that. The Annihilator has a lot of bullets, but it is also completely driven by bullets. We don't really have that much laser weaponry, I don't think. Primary objective is to assist in the destruction of a Davian Lance. We're also going to need to protect a Capellan Lance and an allied Caritan Lance. In theory, they're the ones doing all the work. In practice, yeah, I know what my job is. Once primary target is down, we'll need to get our friends to their evac zones before leaving ourselves. Looks like a catastrophe waiting to happen. Argo Actual, this is Capellan Lance Captain. Good to have you with us. Once operation is complete, we'll move to the evac. That sounds like the thing you should do. And over here, Capellan Lance Captain. He should be Caritan, right? Alright, let's wreck some metal, he says. Yeah, and they have Caritan livery. They are Draconis Combine. So there's gotta be a whole bunch of enemy stuff that is not yet on the table, right? They wouldn't send us in 12 on 4. This one might take a minute. This might not have been a good mission to start 50 minutes into the episode. I felt bad that so much of the episode was like looking at menus and selling things.
Yes, Commander.
But I might have put us in a little over our heads. Alright, well, let's try to do that thing that the hoplite does. You know, that thing?
I got you.
Thing where it shoots people's heads clean off their bodies. So an AC-10 and a PPC versus the Warhammer nonsense. I mean, honestly, this Warhammer's not really that dangerous. Also, Warhammer, 1120 armor. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna go for the Warhammer. Because the Cataphract would be easier for other people to kill.
10-4.
Okay, not a bad start. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. People will shoot at the Cataphract because the Cataphract has so little armor relatively. One must survive an evac from each of these lances, and we don't get any extra points or anything for having more than one survive, so... I think rather than have him shoot his AC-10 here, I'm just going to sprint forward. Let's try to get ourselves into a position where I could use the entire
Full
kit.
speed.
Plus, if I draw off a little bit of fire because I'm standing in the open, that's okay. The Orion can stand to get hit a little bit. I mean, this almost has to get crazy for them to send us in with such an advantage. What are we going to see? 2 reinforcement lances show up? Or I'm not really sure how this could possibly be balanced. I mean, maybe it'll just be a milk run. We have seen that they are willing to dramatically vary the difficulty. Alright, we're getting not a whole ton of damage off. I know that guy has bulwark and everything, but even so, we're really not doing a lot of damage to him. If I run up to here, we can get that guy with the UAC-5s. I think we're probably best off doing a lot of running this turn. The Marauder can operate from back here, but none of these other mechs really should. Oof. Boy, you are slow.
Roger that.
And we gotta remember the Thumper. Okay, inbound Leopard with Davian livery, not a big surprise there. You know, that's a word I've never heard anybody say out loud. I don't actually know if it's pronounced. It might be livery? I'm surprised we lost vision of this guy when none of our mechs moved and he didn't move. Was it the case that last turn one of our friendly mechs had sensor locked him? Is that the only reason we had vision?
Waiting for orders.
But you are definitely committing as deep as you can, which apparently is this deep. Wow, really? We still can't... Alright, well, one more turn of no missiles. How is his side doing? Actually, we could totally punch... I'm going to go for it.
Affirmative.
I know this makes it so we can't do an aim shot with the Marauder, but I think that was worthwhile. That pulls a big chunk of damage off of that mech. And we get to fire a lot into his now open torso, so... Alright, good work, guys. Excellent focus. When we don't kill him, we don't get the resolve. Not a thing I knew before. It makes sense, but I'm bummed out about it nonetheless. Wow. Rough.
Skipper.
So what are we looking at here? It's an archer? I think I'm gonna fire a non-aimed Gauss rifle shot. I don't think I want to fire the AC-10. But we're just gonna hope for a really lucky penetrate into an ammo bin here.
I'm on him.
Alright, fair enough.
Stand still, moron.
Trying to keep the AC-10 fresh so we don't have a recoil penalty on it when we fire it next turn. I'll say this, I do not like PPCs in general, but if you have enough of them to shoot, they really do add up. That's a Cataphract 0X, that's the stealth one. Interesting. That's why we lost vision of that guy. Because they have stealth tech. This is super cool. I will never stop enjoying this kind of teamwork stuff. My favorite battles in Total War Warhammer are also ones where you get to play with an allied computer force. I just really like having mixed teams and allies, and I wish more strategy games made more of an effort to do this kind of thing. So we're just gonna let this Warhammer have it, right? The Cataphract's probably a better focus. Warhammer is damaged already, but we do want this thing dead.
Ready, set,
Jump forward because we were able to get one step further forward by jumping.
take this!
Oof, really, really bad shooting. Again, pretty good focus. Unfortunately, that's not the side that the ECM stuff is in,
Yes, Commander.
so they will still be able to rebuild their stealth. I think I'm going to sprint the Bull Shark one more time. I really want to get those medium lasers online. That's a lot of damage. I guess my other option is I can move to here and maybe... What's the range on the Thumper? Ooh, I will not be able to hit a Thumper shot from where we'll have to stop. Yeah, I'm just going to sprint up.
Pulling off.
Alright, Davian Leopard's arriving. Reinforcements are not part of the contract. That might be my favorite sentence in the English language. We are going to get bonus pay on that 1.7 million. I mean, provided we all survive and everything. This is not a foregone conclusion, I suppose. We're talking about some big, dangerous enemies. This dude's going to get knocked over. Well, he is very likely to not survive to stand back up. But the good news is he's going to draw a lot of fire.
Good to go.
Remember, we only need to save one of each of our allied forces. We don't have to necessarily go super hard here. What's your center like? You try to go through the arm. I think we probably just want to run up and drop shots right into the core, though.
Consider me there.
I think we can get him, even with him being in cover. Not with this mech, but over the whole team. I think we can get this guy. And every one of them we take off the field is a big, big difference for our teammates. Okay, we're probably going to be able to put a knockdown together. In fact, I'm going to reserve the Marauder until that guy is on his back. Wow, that's that's a lot of units on the table. You monster, how dare you? That's the Cataphract. Let's reserve you down. We'll let the rest of the enemies run their turns here. Weird split decision. I guess he's just stripping evasion off that catapult. The catapult is a fairly high priority target. It's a combination of low armor and high damage.
Reporting. Minimal.
So I guess I can understand where he's coming from on that. I do wish we'd brought some heat management. We're seeing a lot of enemies here who are going to be pushing their heat limit a lot. If we had the Dragonfly, I bet we'd be able to turn off a lot of people. Boy, those enemies just started right up on us, huh?
I hear ya.
Okay, so all we need is, I think, let's have the Bull Shark knock the Warhammer down.
Roger that.
And I'm not going to spend any resolve on this. We don't need to do too much more than that, so I'm going to turn off... I know we ran up so that we could use these lasers. I'm going to turn off everything that generates more than 0 heat. I'm going to turn off the stuff that would put us above 0 heat. And actually, I don't really need to fire... Yeah, we can do it like this. Save a little bit of ammo. There's that knockdown, and that should make it trivial for the Marauder to clean him up. God, we are going to make so much money if we survive this. I think think that Archer is an okay secondary target, especially since so much damage has been focused in one area. What's he looking like there? He's got 95 health left, and it's taking out his missile suite and one of his LRM-15s is a big deal.
Waiting on you, Commander.
That'll be what we do with the Annihilator. Let's have the hoplite clean up this downed guy, though. It's possible the I should not have run the hoplite up this far. This is a little bit of an error on my part. I mean, we can give him everything. It turns out we don't actually generate any heat when we alpha strike, as long as we didn't jump on the same turn.
Target down.
Alright, listen, all they're really doing is stripping the evasion charges for me.
What can I do for you?
So, now the question is, do we want to strike that part of the mech, or do we want to just go for his center? He has a lot of center health, but also we do a lot of damage. I do 216 plus 108 plus 66, so we might get it. But it's not a guarantee, for sure. I'm gonna take the side.
This should be good.
We probably would have gotten it with just going to the core. This is a much more sure thing, though, and he's now so ineffective. I do wish they would focus on the catapult rather than the quick draws. Oof, I especially don't like them not even all shooting at the same quick draw. Oh boy, that rifleman is gonna go. All the head armor's off. Very close to losing his whole right side. The pilot's taken 3 damage now? Right, the headshot plus 2 knockdowns.
Commander.
You gotta do something here. Fortunately, we are in position to do something. So if I jump in this far, I should disrupt the stealth, right? I guess that's the cataphract. The one up close. Yeah, let's get this catapult. I think this catapult is the next target. Am I allowed to shoot at the other one? No, the other one's too well covered by the quick draws. And we're absolutely going to just go through the center on this guy.
Firing at full power.
Okay, he's very, very... I didn't exactly see what the number was, but it was not very many pips. 11. Almost any weapon hitting him in the center will kill him. It seems like these guys are more interested in rushing our Capellan allies. Not a huge problem for us. And the Capellan lance has almost not been touched at all. Oh, I guess this guy must be the cataphract. Well, then why can't I see? Oh, you know what? It's not that you have to be close enough to a mech to see through the shield. It's that you have to be within the shield. So that's probably... I'd probably have to get like past here
What are your orders, Skipper?
in order for that to work.
I'm there.
Alright, let's just give this guy...
Affirmative. Reporting. Critical hit.
Really, no center hit. Well, we'll get him. I mean, it's not going to take too much longer before he just dies to any shot that comes in from his right arc as well. Yeah, a shot that hits him in the right torso for 13 would kill him. There goes that arm, and that's half of his weaponry. There we go. They got there eventually. Although, once again, that's resolve that I don't get. So I think we want to just go ahead and push our Orion right into their stealth bubble. Boy, that thing is really close to death. Annihilator. Well, they haven't left me with a lot of options, which is perhaps unwise on their part.
Got it.
Boy, I do not much care for how much all of those shots went to the outer edge of the mech. What is happening over here? Okay, there we go. That rifleman stood up, but unfortunately he stood up and then he moved so that he was in the strongest possible arc of the quick draw before firing.
Orders.
Look at the cowardice! I kind of want to just fire the thumper. Right? We can get all 5 of them with it. It won't quite kill this quick draw, but it'll get him real close. And
Fire downrange.
it will do a significant amount of damage to the rest of these dudes. And also, we just don't get to use the mortars very often. Oh, it did kill him. I'm surprised by that. Wasn't it supposed to do 10 to 50? He had 92 center torso health. Oh, but it does damage to each area of the mech, and damage that would go to his right arm transfers instead to the right torso because the arm's gone, and damage that would go to the right torso transfers instead to the center torso because the whole right side is gone. So probably what happened is there's just a lot of carry-over damage because his side was missing. That actually makes the, if it does work like that, that makes the mortar a better weapon than I thought it was. And I already thought it was fine. Like, it's not a bad toy at all. Alright, so... yeah, wow, we really did a number on your armor. So I probably don't have to jump in very aggressively here, because I'm no longer that concerned about killing the cataphract.
Acknowledge.
Let's do this. We'll hit the coolant vent, and we'll just dump on this catapult. I bet we can kill him. Maybe. We'll see.
Let's get fired up. There.
Even through 40% damage reduction. Goddamn, we Alpha Strike hard. That means all of our allies are going to fire at the quick draw simultaneously, which means the quick draw is dead. Yeah, now he's on his back, and they get to go 4 more times, and I get to go once. Ooh. They went all the way to an overheat, like a shutdown from overheat for that. Maybe a little over-aggressive. It turns out the Bull Shark totally rules. Who would have thought?
Ready to rock.
And they ran forward and pierced the stealth for us. That was nice of them. Well, I'm going to try to take that cataphract's head off, then.
The last
Easy.
primary target is down, Commander.
I need a new target.
And it's looking like we're going to get through this without, Oh yeah, primary objective's complete. I guess so. It's that this guy is not actually part of their mission. Are they going to just abandon him? You know that rifleman, you still have to kill him or he's going to kill your rifleman. Okay, apparently they're going to leave me alone to deal with this guy. He's going to get up and he's going to try to kill that rifleman. He has... doesn't really have that many weapons left. He probably won't get it. Nope, he's after me. That's a spiteful decision.
What can I do for you?
Allow me to show you why we call it the Annihilator. This has got to be one of the most worrying things you can see as an enemy. The 100-ton mech moves and then all the coolant comes out. This is like, oh, I see what's happening here. Jesus Christ.
Dang, you're dead.
Yeah, that mission's just a 12v8. That seems unfair. I feel very sorry for our opponents on that one. It's fun, though. It's fun to have allies. I would even like, I think an 8v12, where we're on the short side, as long as they're not all immediately at the same time, could be pretty fun. Oh, and we got a bonus for doing a thing that we had to do. A non-optional objective gave us a 10% bonus. Well, that is the most money I've ever received directly for a mission. Hey, that's pretty fun, and all of a sudden, we're fine again. I wouldn't have minded that cataphract piece. We could have gotten a little tiny bit luckier there. So that's going to cover pay plus travel plus most of another pay. Yeah, we're super good now. And we get to max out our Capellan reputation on this next job, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, that won't be a this episode thing, but we are going to take a quick look at that. So, what will we get to take home from that mission? The thing is, we don't actually need to cap out here because of the fact that we're flying to a place where the only missions we could possibly receive of value are from the Capellans. So actually, I suppose we should take it like this. If we are able to use 2/8 to complete even a single mech, that will be worth so much more money. You know, I would probably take it like this. So we're going to come off of this planet with probably close to 4 million raw C-bills, plus whatever we make here, if we're able to complete a mech or two and then sell the extra body parts. Then we fly down to Capellan space, or Canopian space, rather. And it looks like, fingers crossed, again, we're still not guaranteed to see that Shadowhawk, but if we do, it looks like we might accomplish most of our major scoring objectives, all of our major scoring objectives, and end up with what is actually a totally respectable score. I'm really happy about the way this has turned out. So this will cap out when we push the Capellans all the way up, and yeah, man, actually it's going to be pretty good. Things are coming together really quickly here at the end, and I'm so pleased about it. So that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Things got a little scary, but we are back. Come back next time, tomorrow, to watch the winning streak definitely continue. I can't imagine how anything could possibly go wrong. And we'll see you then.